Hey guys, SmartNinja000 here. Today we're going to be working on slow-mo. Well, not really working. These are the maps for the Spleef. I've done a lot of work off camera and I don't even remember where we last left off. But I think we were working on block decay. You can see we have a lot of dropper work. I'm not actually going to show that off. You see we're going to be adding the walls soon to that. We have a new lobby. This is where you will be starting. I can't actually mimic a game because we don't have Smart Ninja Zero on, which is a real shame. But so there's an, but it does. I mean, work. This actually doesn't do anything. This button yet. We have our nice layer thing. This is just, and there's even. Well, that's good. That definitely worked like it should have. That's because the game isn't set to that. And that's an error. Block layers. Wait, what? Now I'm really confused. There we go, just a glitch. Oh, you know what? That's, never mind. Okay, so that's, you can see. Okay. We have this little thing where you choose the map, fortress, start off recommended, submerged, which is normal. It's not that hard, but there's definitely some reasons why I'd choose it over a different map if you want a bit more challenge. And space. The reason space is super expert is, or just expert, I don't know what I called it. The reason it's like the hardest is just because it's like, I don't know, but there's a lot of different areas you can go, and it does get kind of difficult. Like there's all these there's like different things, different strategies you can do. You can't block clutch in this because you can't actually place it on the black wall, which is a nice block clutch prevention. But like this iron blocks take longer to break, so it does make games a little bit longer. We have this little area which like you can try and hide in, and then we have like this ice river lake thing, which you can go into, and it does make it more difficult. Definitely makes it more difficult, like all these different things. It looks cool. This reason why this one's normal is just because there's some hiding areas that actually shouldn't be in here. It should be like this. Good thing I checked that. There's just some hiding areas. So like in the Guardian, obviously you can see that they place blocks, and you if they block it up, you have this boat you can hide in. You can of course. There's all the sandstone slabs and stuff, which is interesting. I'm actually thinking about adding a spectral effect after a little bit to prevent hiding, and that's just so that way people can't dig down 2 blocks and hide them. Although, do remember, you have cobblestone, so if I'm like right up against this map and I'm here, there's a piece of cobblestone here, it's pretty obvious. But I'm thinking about doing that just to make the games not super long. Now, why don't we actually get into mimicking around? So I think if I turn off this, it's already off. Perfect. Yeah, that's off. Okay. First off, you can see what happens if I just mimic it. Let me just do a little deactivation of this. The reason this is still powered is because, alright, so it has won the game. So yeah, you guys see what's going on. Basically, it says if you're in adventure mode, because you won't be in spectator mode, that you win, and it will run these commands. The way this works actually is this is used to keep track of the players. So this sets the player, so the number of players you have on, it sets everyone to 0, then for every player it adds 1. Then it goes off their score and says you need at least 2, and this says that. And that's also nice just so there's like, if I ever need it for whatever reason, I have a nice way of knowing how many players. No, it's not like everyone gets 1 score, everyone has the same score, but it's just a nice easy way for me to always know the amount of players in it. It's not always running, it's just running when you try and get into a game. For things like block decay where there is a single player mode, oh, that's activated right now. Nope, we didn't get it. Wrong one. There we go. So, Now, why don't I actually show off block decay, because we do have a slight change with it. Here, I think if I can just do, if I click below, yeah, this should work. Boom. Game mode 2. Why is there only one layer? There should be 3 layers, unless, of course, I set it to 1. That might be a glitch. I'll have to check the commands. But you can see we have on our action bar a nice little slowness level thing, and as it increases, so does your slowness. It does change colors. It goes from dark green to light green to yellow to orange to light red to dark red to, I think, black. I haven't added anything for jumping yet. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do yet. We should probably start jumping, speaking of it, as we'll die soon. Oop. You can see it does increase. It's the same like period of time, but it definitely feels very professional, I feel, with the little boxes. I was originally doing numbers, but I thought the boxes had a better feel to them. So, that's my thoughts on it. And we have died. Now, even as a spectator, you will still get the messages, and you will still have the slowness. The reason for that is so you see exactly what the player sees. So, yeah. You can, of course, not escape unless the machine's activated. So you can see this is what it looks like. We haven't actually added anything for an end effect. What I mean by an end effect, or like a jump effect, I guess. That's what I mean. So that's that. Now, why don't we real quick check the commands? Why don't we set it to 3 layers? This is the way we set it to see 3 layers. Set it back to this just because, and we can start it up again. I don't know if it's going to put me. Oh, it won't. Now we do have 3 layers, so that was just a glitch. But hey, whatever. So you can see it works perfectly great. It's awesome, cool. Definitely works well. So that is that. If you're wondering why there is a second layer, well, I did this a little while back, but you'll notice there's actually, you can try and escape. If you can't go through it, but if you try to go through it, that will happen. So I'm just going to deactivate this machine. It's automatically deactivated after, in fact, pretty much we just have to finish dropper, which will go in this little section. The lobby is very nicely built. I don't think I showed this off yet. You can see we have a lot of nice per blocks. Not too detailed walls, just because I wanted to draw attention away from the walls and towards the actual structure. The floor is this nice green outline, which goes really decently. And we have this sort of barrier. It's not actually a perfect square, it's a rectangle, one short, which I think fits it perfectly, because having a square might look a little bit weird. And you can see it does seem to fit nice. We have these arches and this very detailed roof. This is probably the most detailed in the whole building. We want to draw attention to, of course, the creators. So we have these with pressure plates. That there's no texture pack. I'll show you how to get that in a second. We also have a stat reset, which it's not perfect. We have to work out some kinks with it, but basically it will reset the amount of wins you have, which if you press tab you will see. We also have a little thing that allows you to teleport. Now remember, you'll only be in game mode 2, so you can't actually see the barrier blocks. You can't walk around. In this, you just get to see everything, which I think is really nice. Most maps don't have this. At least they don't have everything. But you can literally see everything. And I also want to add some sort of, probably to my little pressure plate thing, like orange text that you can click to get to this playlist, which is of course where the video is going to be, which allows you just to sort of see the map, like see what it looks like, that sort of thing, like what's behind the scenes, if you know what I mean. Because like, so you actually see, if you're from the map, leave a comment, by the way, but you can, like, just so you can see what's actually going on, how everything works, how it was built, my thinking process. We've done a lot of changes with the dropper. The dropper is probably the most difficult to create, just because we want to use structures, of course, like this, and we want to have it be possible. But the problem with it being possible is there's no way to play test it to guarantee it's possible, unless, of course, it's pre-made. So we can't actually use a randomly generated dropper, which is a shame. We could try and use it, but it would still be extremely similar to a regular dropper, because we don't know how hard it's going to be. Everything could be stacked right up on top of each other. Everything could be in the corners, and there's big open gap. There's no really good way to do it without having some sort of preset. We could do so. We have to have one pre-built dropper. We were thinking about doing multiple, but then it came down to the decision of, is it worth it? Because there's still, even having multiple, it's still going to be the same experience. You just find the one path and go through that every time. So we've come up with a solution. You choose the speed at which you fall, which would make it more difficult, because obviously the faster you fall. Now, everyone doesn't actually fall off at the same starting period. You'll have to jump off, and the reason for that is two players who get a perfect thing, they fall at the same speed. Everyone falls at the same speed. But if two people have the perfect game and they both don't die at all, they're going to land at the same time. We only want one winner, so we have to do something to prevent that, in which case it will say 3, 2, 1, drop, and then you run off and fall. And the reasoning behind that, well, I just explained it, is so there's only one winner. If you die, you just spawn up again, which also gives you a little bit of time to plan your route. I'm a little bit worried about it, just because of the fact that it is, of course, pre-made, which does exhibit some problems, but I think we'll be pretty decent with it. Most dropper maps, they do take quite a bit, and having different speeds does mean changing it. And we also want to add a random mode, which randomly gives you, like, randomly it changes. I think we're going to do that. Now, hopefully, while I was flying around, you were looking at the new stuff. I'm not going to go over it specifically. It's pretty obvious if you've seen the previous episodes. If you didn't, be sure to check that out. If this is your first one, be sure to subscribe. I want to say that right now, just so that way. Of course, I'm going to say it at the end because I'm going to forget that I already said it. Now, these pressure plates. The way these pressure plate works is really genius. I recently did a couple videos, or I did one. No, wait, did I do one or did I do two? I want to do a second one. I've done 3 videos, or am going to do at least 3 videos on about fake blocks on my channel. If you don't know what fake blocks are, there are blocks that look like they're real, except you can walk through them. I've done a glowing block video. I've done fake half slabs / fake blocks, and I think I'm going to do a vertical slabs video, but that might not come out for a bit. I have to mess around with shulkers. But anyways, and the thing you'll know, in all those videos, I use falling blocks. So what I did in this case, I want to have pressure plates. But we only have gold, iron, stone, and wood. And I don't want to use a resource pack. I feel like resource pack's a waste of time. It's just kind of annoying. If it's for one texture, I always think, if you have one texture, why do you need the resource pack? So we have this. These are our pressure plates, and you'll also notice something about them. They're not a full block size. That's kind of annoying. I know it might be like nitpicky, but like, look at this. Good. Like, it's a full block. I mean, I'm really peculiar about it. But what I did was, well, this exactly. This is exactly the setup. Now, you might think, oh, it's so jittery, it's trash. Yeah, but you can't see the other sides. So we have a fake block, ever so slightly raised. It's 0.256, just slightly raised. Here, if I take that down, you can see you can't see the pressure plate. If I go up 0.5, just a little bit. If I go up 6, which is what it was at, boom, covered. So it is actually a brush plate. There's no texture. I give it no gravity so it doesn't fall. I really love this method. I use it way too much. Again, we're in 1.12, so it's the block I love my invisible blocks, fake blocks, all that good stuff. I use it way too much, probably, but yeah, it's cool. So yeah, whatever. So we have two of those. We have these nice little heads, which I found online. If you place them down, don't worry, their textures won't update. I do believe. Stat reset commands. So that is pretty much it for the lobby area. And I know this is a short video, but I really don't have too much time. I just want to get a video out explaining sort of where it's been. So that's it. Anyways, I'm gonna real quick. Let me clear the sidebar just so I can get a nice little outro going. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like. I know it's short, but I got stuff to do today, so you can expect lots of more videos coming out soon. Snap's almost done. We just have dropper commands and a little bit of block decay. We're calling it block decay. I realized that actually I realized a little while ago there's a game on Mineplex called Runner, which is probably a little bit more similar to it than, I don't know, a different game than TNT Run, because you just run the blocks fall, which is pretty similar. If you don't know what Mineplex is, you can join that. It's awesome. Feel free to join my Discord server for updates on all my YouTube stuff, and all that good jazz. Anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, leave a comment of what I should do, if you're from the map or any of that jazz, anything. Yeah, leave a comment, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Bye.